Oh, let's get rid of that. I just got rid of Mad. Having your old mug stuck up there in the middle of my screen. What up, peoples? Well, somebody came in. Who are you? And hit the likes button. Amen. Ralph, howdy, howdy. Well, dadgum, there's a few piling in right quick. Some of y'all hitting the like button, some ain't. Robert, what's going on with you? Warwick, what's up, mate? How y'all doing over your neck of the woods? This is supposed to be our worst week of it all over here. This week, next week. Although some of the major cities where they got hit the hardest, they're starting to show a down curve. JJ, I made some of that food that you wouldn't like, boy. It was Cajun stuff. We all know that you don't like Cajun food. Being the picky Louisiana boy that you are, only liking microwave meals and hot dogs. Pizza when you get fancy. Uh-huh. I got him, didn't I? Shut him down right from just smacking. Pow! Just like his mama should have done. Oh, so where's everybody at? Everybody all out working, or is everybody hunkered down at home? You see the curtain behind me, you know where I'm at. I actually went ahead and did some cooking this afternoon. Oh, I've been fighting that. As y'all know, I like cooking. About my favorite pastime anyway, or anymore. And I have to fight that. Oh. On a mental vacation? I signed up for unemployment yesterday, I guess it was. Monday or yesterday, I forget. We'll see. Yeah. Let's see. Robert, you work in a warehouse, don't you? If I remember correctly. Well, I'm glad to hear it's leveling out a little bit. We're getting close to it ourselves. And no, JJ, it wasn't a jambalaya. That was a few days ago. Today was a, oh, now I can't pronounce it. Some of y'all stuff's hard to pronounce. I'd have to go in there and read on one of the ingredients to see how they pronounce it now. Escalade or some shit. Oh, that's right. You're at the pretzel factory. One that kept promising to send me pretzels and never did, but that's okay. I'll be all right. I don't want them now. You'd probably spit on them. Uh-huh. That's how you are. I'll be right back. That's gonna drive me nuts if I don't go see how to pronounce that damn name now. Oh! Yep, now I know how. Oh! What'd I miss? Oh, she done went to bed. Ain't neither one of them been sleeping worth a damn. She done threw her hip out again. And of course her bone cracker's closed. He came down with a bit of a fever last week. What, his fever? It's fever. What do you mean, what is it? $2:15 in the afternoon there. Well, where I'm at, it's 11:15 at night. On Wednesday night, that is. See, I think it's 2:15 on a Thursday your way, ain't it? Being y'all can't even keep the damn time right. That was an interesting read you did there, Warwick. Oh, I try not to say it, JJ. It's too damn hard to pronounce. But it was etouffee. Oh. Which I did one a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I forget when. Which was my first time of making one. And it turned out okay. You wouldn't eat mine. So I decided I was going to make another one, have another stab at it. And you know, the holy trio of Cajun food is onion, pepper, and celery. And I didn't have 2 of the 3, so I wound up going by the store yesterday. We did our shopping yesterday morning. Went to the damn senior shopping. That is plumb ass ridiculous. Somebody as young and good looking as me qualifying to go in on the seniors shopping. We got there at 6, before 6 o'clock. They open up at 6 to 7 for seniors. And, I hear you, Warwick. So was I, brother. See, and that's the problem. We was too damn active once. Now our old body's just saying, told you not to do that. But that line, of course, being older people, they always obeying the rules, the 6-foot rule and all that. That line was wrapped around that damn Walmart. Oh. And what do you call a real jambalaya there, Hot Shot? I have learned over the course of the years that you said red. No, actually you said, no, you did say red. The main thing is it makes it easier on you not having to carry a bunch of damn seasonings in your pantry. But now my etouffee was from scratch, other than a seasoning pack. Oh. What's up with you, Nesbitt? Well, I don't recall seeing you on live stream before. Welcome to the live stream. But see, JJ, I made mine. I had alligator in it, and I had some mud bugs in it. I had shrimp in it, and I had sausage in it. Oh, I smoked Pall Mall Blue. And I already know, you said you don't like alligator. Oh, it was good. It was good. I cut my alligator up into chunks, bigger than I did when I do the jambalaya. So I cut it up in pretty decent sized chunks so you get a mouthful of meat. And I started cooking it in some chicken broth, which makes for a good base. Then I started adding in my celery and onions and pepper and let them all cook down. And after they'd cooked down enough, that's when I did my etouffee base over on the side and added it to it. Normally we would do regular rice with it, but we had a couple packages of Cali rice in the freezer that we've been needing to use. And we've been eating so many starches and carbs lately anyway, which ain't on neither one of our diets. So we just had it over the Cali rice. Which, we both agreed it was okay, but we both also agreed that it'd been better over regular rice. But we ate a little bit healthier tonight. We've had 2 meals out of it today. Well, I had 2 meals. No, Grandma ate a second bowl later on. I cooked it up. Neither one of us ate breakfast or lunch today. So early in the evening, late afternoon, it was starting to get a little bit, we were both getting hungry, so I just went ahead and cooked early. So we had early dinner. Then we wound up taking a little nap and got up and watched a little TV and had a late dinner. And there's still enough in there for another meal for us. So I was thinking a while ago, that easily cost me $40, but 2 people getting 3 meals out of it, that ain't too bad. You know, and that was one of our more expensive dishes that we fixed. So I don't think and it was a damn good meal. I like to go off the cuff once in a while and try something a little bit different. And like I said, I'd made it a few weeks ago, and it was okay. Oh, and I forgot, I put sausage in there too. So some smoked beef sausage, which I should have went with pork, but we had it in the freezer, and I just grabbed out what was there and didn't look close enough. I should have grabbed one of the porks, but it is what it is. So, what up, Nomad? You're right, JJ. Cajun cooking can get very expensive if you want to do it right, you know? Yeah, I'm talking dirty. Y'all, Nomad, Idaho Nomad, I call him Nomad. He's been to my house and he's ate a little bit of my cooking, so don't mind him. This is just going to eat at him, and sooner or later he's going to take a trip and come visit me and Grandma again. But then the dirty bird will want me to cook for him. Oh. And yes, there is videos of him being down visiting and us hanging around in the kitchen and him eating while I'm cooking, slaved over the stove for him. The things I do for some people. That boy can eat some catfish and alligator. Oh. Oh, I like me some gator and fish. Well, I made sure I had some gator in the freezer simply so me and Grandma was talking about doing some catfish and gator. And I cooked these other two dishes and I opened that freezer and I see that gator in there and I like me some gator. So I wound up adding it to both of them. I hear you. Well, I don't hear traffic on our street too often this time of night. Surprised me I heard traffic going by. Yeah, I read your comments earlier there, Nomad. Being mean to them poor young kids. Shame on you. That little girl's gonna nickname you Uncle No Fun. What are you doing interesting, Warwick? Besides making beer. I know you like to make suds. Oh, me, oh my. So I don't know what I'll fix tomorrow. Might not fix nothing. Yeah, it was yesterday we went shopping. It's Tuesday mornings. They got the senior shopping. We've pretty much been staying in the house. Grandma did have to go out today. But where she was going, I didn't want to go, so she went by herself. That don't happen too often with me and Grandma. I hear you, dude. Ain't left the house. Actually, yeah, I am starting to get tired of being home. Talking to Grandma last night before we went to bed, and I was starting to put a guilt trip on myself sitting here. 'Cause I ain't used to just sitting at home. And I asked her, am I being a sissy? Do I need to have my ass out driving? She looked at me like I'd done smoked a big old fat hog leg. She said, no, you're going to keep your ass right here at the house. Well, I talked to someone else today that they're coming off the road. They had talked to their doctor, and they're like, why the hell are you out there? No. He's got a couple of the same issues I have. So he coming off the road. No, I told him, I said, hell, I'll start putting a guilt trip on myself for sitting at home not being working. And he said, oh, hell no, dude. I should have came off the road when you did. Which I'd actually told him that. Because he was coming off some time off. And I told him, you shouldn't even left the house, man. You should have stayed at home. But when he goes home, he don't pay no attention to what's going on in the world around him. And he came out and he's like, damn, this shit done got serious out here. I've answered a couple, or I made a couple comments on some of these trucker channels on the internet. You drivers that are out there thinking that you're going to be some kind of hero out there running during all this and putting yourself at risk, you're not. As soon as this stuff is over and they're done with you, they're going to throw you under the bus. We've seen this stuff happen too many times in the industry. I'm pushing 30 years out here, and it is nothing but a temporary appreciation. So don't think that the people, the government, DOT, or anybody else is going to change their mind about truck drivers. They're only going to humor you and pat you on the head when they need you. Soon as that's over, you're going to go back to being a cash register, an ATM. Oh, one guy, he was whining real hard about not being able to get to a shower and blah, 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 and all this. And I asked him, I said, what the hell are you doing out there? And his response was, I'm trying not to go bankrupt. Well, there's two problems, folks. If you're working a steady job and you're facing bankruptcy where you can't afford a week or two off without going bankrupt, either you've got bad money management problems or you need a better job. And it's so easy in the trucking industry. You get to making decent money, and you can make decent money out here. But the old saying is you live off of what you make. And too many people set their budget up for the amount of money they make. They don't plan for the future at all. Now, I'm here to say I don't have the 6 months that they say you should have put away. You know, all the experts say you should have 6 months' salary put away for emergencies like that. I don't know anybody that can really afford to do that other than a few rich people I know. So I ain't got no 6 months. However, I can afford to take off a couple weeks, 3, 4, 6, whatever, and we'll make do, you know. So if you're, I mean, it's kind of like when we talk about going on the trucker strike and these people, oh, I can't afford it. Well, you're the one that really needs to go on strike the most. If you're out there working like we do, 60, 70, 90 hours a week, and it all varies depending on what you're doing. If you can't afford to shut down for a week, you need it worse than the rest of us. Just my thoughts. How in the hell did that bug get in the house? You give me the chance and you'll find out you didn't want to come in here. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it all. Well, appreciate it, Nomad. Still loving that home? Well, I understand showing the importance of a savings. All right, give me something to swat him with. Okay, you got lucky. I didn't get something in time. And unfortunately, I don't have the savings I should. Now, I did see where they are, I don't know if they've enacted it yet or not, so check it out before you do anything stupid. I've seen where they're talking about lifting the penalties on your 401k if you go to take it out early. So they're trying to get it where you can afford to live. And with the way the stock market's been falling and all that, it should start rebounding here real soon. So be careful about your choice of pulling it out. Of course, if it's pull it out or starve. I mean, pull it out. Pull it out. That's what I meant. You know, but do a little homework on that. They've also introduced a bill, and I put it up. Somebody tagged me in it, and I shared it on my wall. It's a bill they've introduced about guns. And they want to introduce this bill or they did introduce it. They want to pass this bill. They add 30% tax onto buying new guns, 50% taxes on ammunition, and you have to get a federal registration number. Really. Now, Facebook tagged that post when I put it up, when they do their fact-checking stuff, that they seem to do a lot on me. And they said it was partially true. And they do this long, drawn-out nonsense explanation on it, and telling the history of the post and all this nonsense. And they try to get it because they know most people nowadays don't want to read. If it's more than 3 or 4 sentences, most people don't want to read it. Down towards the end, they finally tell what's partially true and what is true. It is true on the 30%. It is true on the 50% on ammo. It is true on a federal registration. The only part they could say that was not true was in the article they had made mention that all of us present gun owners, that we would have to register ours and all this shit. That part's not true. But they sure did drag it out a long ways, saying, I read all of it. I'm just that kind of guy. And I get to the end where at the end they always tell about who did the fact check and wrote and all this. Some ex-CNN reporter. Imagine that, you know. So, it makes me stop and scratch my head and say, who all do you have fact checking? Do you only have these CNN wannabes? But anyway, and I talked to someone else tonight. They had shared my post, the part where it showed partially true. They know me well enough to know that if I'd put it up, there was something there that they needed to see. So they read through it and they made it to the end. And they told me that they had been out today before they had seen that post, and they had bought themselves a couple new handguns, and they was looking for some ammunition. Couldn't find ammunition anywhere, which that's how it always goes. Now, the plus side of that, if there is such a thing, is that there's going to be a lot of people that can't afford to buy ammunition. So here real soon, there should be some ammunition hitting the shelves again, but won't be a whole lot. Well, that's most of America's problem, JJ, is we don't have the income to be able to save up 6 months. Yes, Warwick, 401k is a retirement investment that you put into the stock market or wherever, and you're supposed to leave it there until you're a certain age. If you take any of it out before that certain age, the government penalizes you big time. They want to take like half of your money. I don't know that's the exact number, but they want to take a lot. If you leave it until your retirement age, then you're allowed to take it in different ways. But if you take it early, the government wants theirs. Ain't it amazing how the government wants so damn much money? If y'all would stop and figure out how much taxes and penalizing and all that shit that the government does, whether it's a state, federal, county, city, whoever, you'd find out you're paying over half of your money in taxes. Probably closer to 60%. That's why they don't want fair tax. I am a supporter of fair tax. That's a flat rate tax, Warwick, in case you don't know. That way they don't tax your paycheck and all this other stuff. You pay a tax. If you go buy something, you pay a little bit higher tax, but everybody has to pay it. So those that are working under the table illegally, and that don't necessarily mean illegal aliens, but they are some of them, You got your dope dealers and regular Americans that work on under the table, trying to dodge your taxes. Those people that are not paying their fair share of taxes right now, if we went to a flat tax, then or fair tax, I call it flat tax as well, then whenever they would go buy something with that money that they didn't pay taxes on, they're paying their fair share because they're having to pay when they buy. And I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. That would cut a whole bunch of them into having to pay their fair share. No, JJ, they're doing that to a lot of people. After Congress caught them and put their feet to the fire, uh, they decided that they would start trying to eliminate some of the fake news. So personally, I think they do target people like myself to check us. Of course, I'm not a subscriber to CNN or any of the Democratic news feeds. I know you're a Democrat. Are you a member of any of the Democratic news feeds? Do you see them doing any fact checking on any of the Democratic news feeds? Or are you only hearing about it on our side? That's something I wonder about. And I have no desire to go subscribe to any liberal feeds just to find out. Harry, what's up with you up there in Denver? Mile High City. From what I'm hearing, Colorado's getting hit pretty hard, Budro. You up there for the night, or you live up there? See, y'all get me going, don't you? I know. That's why you love me, because I'm just so free with my thoughts. Felicia, where you been? I've been on for 32 minutes, and you're just now showing up? Goods and service. So you only pay the tax when you spend the money? Now, do you pay taxes besides that? Yeah, I know you are up there, buddy. I'm sorry. Everybody can't move to Texas. Texas has started setting up some kind of stops coming in from Louisiana. I don't know if they're going to start doing that in Denver or not. I like watching that be abandoned, but I watch it on TV. What is it? It's called abandoned. It ain't abandoned properties. I see that on TV quite often. Another one I like watching, I don't know if you watch it or not, it's called, what is it, What on Earth? And it's where they get images off of satellites, different satellites as they're flying over, and they'll see something odd down there on Earth, or down here on Earth, and they'll come check it out. Some of that can be real interesting. They, I don't remember where it was, over in Europe type place, I think. They seen a big old ring in the ground. They're like, what in the world? So when they get there to explore it, it's a damn wheat field, some kind of crops. Okay, you do pay payroll taxes and all that. Yeah, us too. But they couldn't figure out what in the world it was, and they wound up sending up a little drone, and they figured out it was an ancient site from many years ago. I've watched that Drain the Ocean once or twice. Oh. But yeah, you like the same kind of stuff I do. Grandma would sit there and watch it with me. It ain't her favorite stuff. She likes watching them girly stuff, all the little bitty short people. She likes a whole bunch of them shows, Seven Little Johnsons, and I'll watch them with her. She watches stuff and tolerates some of mine, and I watch some of her and tolerate it. Uh, then the ones out there in Washington, I can't think. Little People, Small World, or Big Little People, Big World, whatever it is. Then she has 2 or 3 shows. She has about a bunch of little short women. Some of them's in L.A., some's in Atlanta. I don't know where all they're at. Those I'm not into. Not at all. Oh. Why is he out playing baseball? He needs to be at home. We're not into baseball season. We're into staying home season. Now tonight we've been watching Chopped. We ain't watched Chopped in a while. That's one of them shows that we'll watch it for quite a while. Then we'll take a break from it for quite a while. They've started a new one. I watch cooking shows. They've started a new one, Secret, I forget what, Shopping Ambush, or I forget. But they set up in the parking lot of a grocery store, and they start with 4 contestants, and they go up and wait at the door for people to come out, and they buy their carts, and they have 3 different challenges: a breakfast, a regular meal, and a dessert. And they have different rules for each one. But you're not allowed to go in. You have to buy it from the people coming out. We watched the first 2 episodes that we have seen of that tonight, and it was kind of interesting. I've got Chop Paws now, but it's a Chop Champion. But we watched that with their secret basket, and they come up with some ingredients we ain't never heard of before. It's like, really? It's kind of like watching Iron Chef, if anybody's ever watched Iron Chef. I don't even know the language that they use, much less some of the techniques and the ingredients they use, and it's like, wow, really? Okay. This hillbilly don't know about that. Unless it's Fishing Nomad. Oh, he's playing it on his phone? Well, tell him I said, swing! Oh, strike 3, he's out. Actually, Nomad, one of my kids, when they were still home, they had some kind of a fishing deal on one of the games, PlayStations or whatever it was they had back then. And I started playing a little bit of that fishing with them. Did that for a minute. What up, Plum? Where you been? This one over here, see, that's to my right. That is a chalk painting. That's my mother-in-law. She passed away before I ever met my wife, but she had a painting done. That one over there is The Wall. That's a Vietnam picture. But thank you for recognizing them. And this one over here, that's about our favorite one. I'll just let it sit there for a minute. Y'all can zoom in on it if you want. That's a picture of Jesus. And if you zoom in on it, if you look at, you'll see different faces and crucifix and and different things all over it. Every angle you look at, you see something different in it. It was actually pretty expensive picture. I bought that for Grandma, I don't know, 12 plus years ago, I guess. That was her birthday present. It's the only real picture I've ever bought. So, but we like that one. Oh, goodness. Then up there behind my head, you see the two cherubs and the saint in the middle. And, oh, my feet's giving me a hard way lately. Prayer changes things, is what that one says. Oh. And if you notice the one on the side there, we got a couple crosses there beside it, one above it. We like reminding ourselves what this Sunday means. Oh, and speaking of this Sunday, I hope y'all would join me for Sunday morning services. I think this is Easter coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Last Sunday was Palm Sunday, so this should be Easter. So we'll have a little chat about that. Oh. And no, I don't give the typical sermons that you'd hear at church. For those of you that have not attended. So anything y'all want to chat about? We got almost 45 minutes under our belts. I can't put that far back. This front tripod leg here is right by my wheel on my chair, and I'm afraid I'm going to hit it. Oh. Come on, y'all chat me up now. Yeah, you've seen that in person there, Nomad. I think I caught you a time or two checking it out up close and personal. Well, Con, what's up with you? Welcome to the channel, man. I'm glad you came on and said howdy. Good night for a politics lecture. Why are you trying to poke the bear? You know you don't want to get me going on all that. He's online, so you've been watching him, so you tell me you just threw me to the curb? Well, at the moment, no, I'm not retired, but I'm not driving either. I'm setting it out here at the house. Well, I have health issues that tells me not to go out. For you that don't know it, Nomad's my stepson. I'm joking, he really ain't. Oh, it is dangerous times out there. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, so you're just barely getting up in time for mine. So you use me to wake you up. I got you. Oh. Well, what do you do there, I assume with your name you're a construction worker of some sort. Where you live at, what kind of construction you do. I live in Texas and I'm being a lazy cuss. Although, back in the day, I did remodeling, had my own business doing it for a while. It's a long story. And I actually love my remodeling. I like remodeling a lot better than I did new construction. Then once I quit doing that, I did have myself a wood shop for a while, and I do like my wood shop. I don't have one now. There's a possibility to one in my future where I can get back to my woodworking, although my skills are rusty, dusty, and covered up with sawdust. Well, JJ, why don't you do it? You're right there at the house, dude. Why don't you get hold of a software outfit and start trying to do something? The thing I came across uh, with having my wood shop was an outlet for my stuff that I made. And where I was at, I would go to different flea markets or swap meets or uh, different showings of all different kinds. And I made my stuff out of black oak and cedar and all this. And Jay Ryder, howdy. Uh, People sitting right next to me, they would have the same kind of stuff made out of pine. And they would be selling theirs for just a little bit cheaper than mine. Really expensive for pine. And people did not know their woods good enough to know that mine priced just a couple dollars more was a hell of a lot better deal. So, well, JJ, get your butt back into it. You're supposed to be older and more disciplined now. Oh. All right, Nomad. Love you, little brother. God bless you, man. Keep your relationship up with the Lord. Unless it's fishing. That boy's addicted to fishing. I'll be getting off here shortly. Going on midnight my time. Oh. All right, anything else y'all want to cover right quick? I know you don't want to talk about Bernie Sanders and him quitting. That was a no-brainer. Or Joe Biden. He is a no-brainer. Literally, he ain't got one. It's ate up. It's all gone. He lost it. Oh, I know it, JJ. You get up by the crack of noon. Well, appreciate it there, 71. I'll decide on what I'm going to call you before long. Oh, sure, he bailed. You don't want to get me started on that idiot. 71, you just assume me call you 71? Alright. Is that the year you was born? Uh-huh. I'll give that a whirl. My sometimers works overtimers sometimes. Well, boys and girls, I'm going to let y'all go for the evening. I hadn't been in a minute, so I figured I'd just pop in right quick just to surprise you. Surprise! But if y'all are getting bored, go back through the archives and watch some of my old videos. He's working from home, dude. The only thing changed about him is what desk he's using. Instead of going to the office, he's doing it upstairs in his home office. Nice meeting you too, 71. I hope you join us Sunday morning and hit that notifications and come in and visit with us once in a while. You never know when I'm coming on. Plum, take it easy, bro. Felicia, take it easy, bro. 71. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you, and so do I. Y'all stay home, stay safe, social distancing, and all that good stuff. When you get counting your change out, remember half of it comes to me. So just go ahead and send it over. I got a PayPal account and all that. That way you don't have too much for the government to worry about. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night. Thanks for dropping by.